Hey y'all, thank you for joining me for this episode of Ask a PI for the famous podcast 15 Minutes of Murder. I am your resident crime expert and everybody's favorite investigator, Desiree Edwards. I got some stuff I want to talk to y'all about tonight, y'all. But as I was preparing this episode, I was kind of like, Des, you tripping. You can't give up the sauce like that. But then I was like, there's gatekeeping who, where? We don't do that over here. So you just gonna talk to your viewers. You just gonna let them know how it is that you get your work done. But before we get into that, you know what I need you to do? Slam down on that subscribe button. Because listen, when I tell you Craig be in these group chats with us, fussing at us. Oh, I got these ideas, I got these plans. And the only way that we can get these production and content goals that Craig is setting for us is for y'all to subscribe. We need to know that you're there. We need y'all to have our backs in those views and in those subscriptions so we'll know what to give y'all and what it is that you're looking for. Okay. So, as always, we handle that business. We finna get down to this PI business. So, before we get into it, let me explain myself. Who am I? I am Desiree Edwards. I am a criminal defense investigator based in Detroit, Michigan. I own Sunshine Investigations. You may ask, what is a criminal defense investigator? Well, hold on, child. I'm finna tell you. What a criminal defense investigator is, I am the investigator that your defense attorney calls whenever you're in some trouble. So they will send me out to gather evidence, to speak to witnesses, or to provide any other services or things like that that your defense attorney feels that will help your case. Okay. To give you an idea of what it is that I do, Tanisha refers to me as Detroit's equalizer. Other people refer to me as Olivia Pope. And then my husband, he says I drive around Detroit like Lonzo from Training Day. So that just gives you an idea. But unlike Lonzo, I'm not the police, so I can't move about the way the police do. So I have to rely on other things. And what I rely on most is my wits, my organization, and my realness. And we're going to get into that today. So let's talk about these wits. So what I mean by that, y'all, is I go out of my way to work um smart and not hard. So when I have a case, I study this case. I know my case like the back of my hand, like so much so an attorney can call me and be like, Des, you remember what happened on this case that we had years ago? And I could run down the facts off the top of my head because I have studied the case so much. And that call might come at the most random time. Like I might be in the laundry bag, y'all, or somewhere getting my oil change. But because I have studied that case and the people involved in that case and the locations in that case, it is seared in my head. So I can run that information back. But where that is also helpful, y'all, is when I am engaging my witnesses, I know my stuff. I know my facts. So when you are talking to me, it doesn't feel like you are being interrogated. It feels like you are holding a hey girl, hey boy, what's up type kind of conversation because I am talking to you. I am not questioning you. But where that also is helpful at is let's just say what it is. With what I do for a living, I might be interviewing you in the alley. I might have to interview you in a drug den. I might have to literally sit in a trap house and talk to you. Can't have a pen and pad in those places. Okay. So I have to know my material. And with me knowing my communities that I am in, that's helpful when I am working my out of state Fed cases because the last thing that I need when I am talking to people about unalive bodies, drugs, guns, and stuff like that is to come across to these people as a tourist, right? What? They were like, girl, if you don't get out of here. So that is where me knowing my stuff, being smart comes into play. All right. Because again, I'm working smart, not hard. All right. So the next thing is me being organized. So I just told y'all all the information that I have to retain. So because I'm so busy and so, so used in the Detroit area, I might work like 3 or 5 cases a day. So with me just telling you how much information I retain on each case, multiply that by 3 or 5. Right. So that's how much information is running through my brain at a time. So I have to use little mental tricks to compartmentalize that information so it flows and so I can look natural. I can't look natural if I'm not organized and I'm not like knowing how I want to approach this work. Okay. And it could be dangerous because if I am disorganized and my thoughts are racing, if I am talking to this witness and I'm mentioning this name or the wrong information, that could put my safety at danger. Okay. And Detroit is a mid-sized city, but sometimes if I'm working 3 to 5 cases a day, I am working cases from the same neighborhood. So now a disorganized mind may mention this person's name from this case while I'm over here, and that could put myself in danger because now they're looking at me like I'm a op. Or these other people who I have mentioned, I'd have put them on blast, and now they are suspicious of them. So it's that kind of stuff where where the organization plays as a benefit for my work. But just in something like traveling across the city, like I said, Detroit is a mid-sized city, but the Detroit metro area is pretty vast. And so much of my work covers the entire metro area. So I want to make sure that I'm not driving over here and over here, zigzagging through the metro area, wasting people's time and money. I need to make sure that I'm organized, that I'm going where I need to be, that I don't feel rushed, that all of my thoughts are lined up so that way I can get home safely to my family and have successfully completed my task. But really, all of that stuff will get me nowhere if I am not real. And I tell people all the time, real recognizes real, and that has not failed me yet. So that's the next thing that I want to talk to y'all about. So I talk all the time, and y'all have heard this, where I am saying I am from the same places that my clients are from. And I really am. And I use that to my benefit because now I know you, not just know you as a case file, but I know you. I know that people in desperate situations make desperate choices. I know that people in harsh conditions make harsh decisions. And whether that is right or wrong, that is a reality that I am sadly aware of. Okay. So when I am talking to you, I'm consulting with you, I am helping you. Well, you are helping me create investigation plans. We have this understanding. So when you send me somewhere and you take that leash off of me and say, Des, go get them, I kind of have an idea of what you're talking about, what you need, in the kind of space that you're sending me to because I am real. I've literally lived in that type of situation that you're talking about. And recently I had a client, he had just fired his last attorney. And he was telling me like the reason why he fired her is because the two of them weren't able to communicate well. And his exact words was, Des, baby girl ain't know how to talk. And that's a real thing because although we are all human beings, right? being from being rooted in the same condition leads to a different kind of communication and understanding. And so once we finished up that conversation, he said to me, Des, I have never had anybody talk to me as hood and as professional as you did. And the truth is, I have to be both. I have to be hood and I have to be professional. I have to be hood to get it done for my clients in these streets, but I have to be professional enough to get it done in those courtrooms because I am engaging sometimes with politicians, administrators. I even take direct calls from judges and their law clerks from their chambers. So I have to make sure that I play well on both sides of the street. Okay. And again, that realness. I'm fussing at my clients, especially if you are Black. Listen, you part of my ecosystem. I need you to get yourself together. Without you, it ain't no me, and I'm trying to be here forever, is the kind of vibe that I am on with my clients. And truth be told, that level of realness, that level of care, they don't often get because depending on who you are and what you're doing out in these streets, people scared to even come at you like that. People are scared to correct you, but even worse than that, people are benefiting off of your criminal behavior. Whatever you're doing is bringing money into the house. Whatever you're doing is providing safety. Now they can move about the hood as they need to. So a lot of times people, they don't get to hear someone say to them, "Hey, chill out, bro. You messing up." But that again, that level of care and realness, it extends past my Black community. If you are Hispanic or you speak Spanish, I'm going to go out of my way to find someone who is a member of your culture, who can speak your language, because I don't know those things. So, what I want to make sure that I do is extend all of the things that I need to do to make sure that I have done my job, to make sure that when you are on my caseload, ain't nothing came between us to stop me from making sure that you have gotten all the things that you have needed out of your investigator. And baby, if that ain't real, I don't know what is. So, with that being said, as usual, I feel like I just talked y'all ears off. So I'm gonna get ready to go. But what I need you to do is be good, be safe, and I'll catch you in the next 15. Bye.